जयति तेऽधिकं जन्मना व्रजः श्रयत इन्दिरा शश्वदत्रहीं दयितदृश्यता दिक्षु तावकाः त्वयि धृतासवः त्वां विचिन्वते शरदुदाशये साधुजातसत् सरसिजोदर श्रीमुषादृशा सुरतनाथ ते अशुल्कदासिका वरदनिघ्नतो नेह किं वदः विषजलाप्ययाद् व्यालराक्षसात् वर्षमारुताद् वैद्युतानलात् वृषमयात्मजात् विश्वतो भयात् ऋषभते वयं रक्षितामुः न खलु गोपिका नन्दनो भवान् अखिलदेहिनाम् अन्तरात्मदृक् विखनसार्थितो विश्वगुप्तये सखौ देवान् सात्वतां कुले विरचिता भयं वृष्णिधुर्यते चरणमीयुषां संसृतेर्भयात् करसरोरुहं कान्तकामदं शिरसि देहिनः श्रीकरग्रहम् व्रजजनार्तिहन् वीरयोषितां निजजनस्मय ध्वंसनस्मित भज सखे भवत् किङ्करीस्मनो चारुदर्शय प्रणतदेहिनां पापकर्शनं तृणचरानुगं श्रीनिकेतनं फणिफणार्पितं ते पदाम्बुजं कृणुकुचेषु नः कृन्दिहृच्छयं मधुरया गिरा वल्गुवाक्यया बुधमनोज्ञया पुष्करे क्षण विधिकरीरिमा वीरमुह्यतीः अधरसीधुनाप्याययस्वनः श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव नाथ नारायण वासुदेव बोले राधा और कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। 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 सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्त गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। We were studying this text, Vivekachoodamani, by Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya ji. It's one of the introductory texts, very poetic, but covers a lot of key ideas. You can think of this as elaboration of Tattva Bodha, without any complexity, very simple, beautiful text. The entire text Shankaracharya ji presented in one verse, where a person is and where Bhagwan wants us to be. That was the second verse. Shall we chant that verse together? It's been a while, so we need some recap and revision. जन्तूनां नरजन्मदुर्लभमतः पुंस्त्वं ततो विप्रता तस्माद्वैदिकधर्ममार्गपरता विद्वत्त्वमस्मात् परम् आत्मानात्मविवेचनं स्वनुभवः ब्रह्मात्मना संस्थितिः मुक्तिर्नो शतजन्मकोटिसुकृतैः पुण्यैर्विना लभ्यते. 8 steps of spiritual evolution. First step was to acknowledge how blessed we are to get a human birth. Jantunam narajanma durlabham. Out of several life forms, to be born as a human being is a great blessing. There is freedom of choice. We can intelligently live our life. Second one was pumstvam. What was the meaning of pumstvam? Striving for moksha purushartha. Out of several human beings, very few will feel the need for liberation. That quality is called as pumstvam. So as we go further, the number reduces. Narajanma, many people might be there. Jantus, of course, even greater. Total species, it's a lot. Within that, few are human beings. Within human beings, few of us might feel that we need to seek moksha. The main point is to see which step we are in. Narajanma, or have we come to the second step, Pumstvam? Then comes the third step, Viprata. Viprata means making sattvic choices. Means amongst those who are seeking liberation, few of them will actually make changes to their life. Concrete changes. In different facets. So when we say sattvic choices, it refers to the food that we eat, literature that we read, music that we listen, conversations that we have. Everything has to be sattvic to the best possible extent. What is sattvic food? 17th chapter. What are the different types of sattvic, rajasic, tamasic personality? 18th chapter. Thanksgiving camp, those of you who came, the whole session was on that. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. 18th chapter Bhagavan elaborates. But in simple words, Sattva represents peace and joy. Clarity is Sattva. Rajoguna, dynamism, restlessness, agitation. That is Rajoguna. And Tamoguna is inertia, dullness, needed for rest. So Viprata means making sure our choices are sattvic. Fourth step was Vaidika Dharma Marga Parata. Means he has reverence for Vedas and makes a conscious choice to live his life per Vedas. Does his sadhana, whatever Vedas tell him to do, he has made sure that he knows what they are telling and he does. Doesn't give the excuse, I didn't know what Vedas wanted me to do. That is the fourth step. He has reverence for Vedas. Fifth step is Vidvatvam. Vidwan means scholar. But over here, Vidvatvam doesn't mean scholarliness. Meaning of Vidvatvam that we had seen was Shravanam. Knowing the import of scriptures, listening to the import message of scriptures, that is called Vidvatvam. After listening to it, sixth step was Atma Anatma Vivechanam. What does scriptures, what do they really want us to understand? That there is one reality which is Atma, pure consciousness, and everything else is Anatma. To reflect on this and get clarity, that is the sixth step. So reflection is called as Mananam. Whatever little we learn, if we try to reflect and live it, it will do us more good than knowing too many things. It might be the smallest thing, For example, in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, cleanliness is tapasya. Now to speak about 100 different types of tapasya and actually to keep our surrounding clean, which one is better? Second one is better. It is not how much we know, it is more about how much we have reflected and how much we have owned up. Any sadhana for that matter, we can talk about different types of meditation and not meditate even on one of them. Light meditation, Om meditation, sound meditation. Scriptures are asking us, which meditation are we doing? Knowledge without reflection is not going to help. Even if somebody tells me directions, how to go from here to ashram, and I just memorize it. Once or twice I might be able to go. Let's say there is some roadblock. Then I'm lost. Because I've memorized how to go 680 north means 680 north alone. But one who has reflected, what direction is ashram? Where am I? Even if some obstacle comes, he can figure out his way. That is the beauty of Mananam. Thorough thinking. Seventh step is called Swanubhavaha. whatever is said in scriptures, not only he has clarity, not only he has resolved his doubts, but he has owned it up. When we think about ourselves, in general, what is the understanding which comes? Do we think we are born or do we think we are unborn? If we think we have a birth date, that is another way of saying, I was born. Now that is my experience. And what is Upanishad telling us? You are ajaha. You are unborn. So what will be the meaning of Swanubhavaha? Whatever is said in Upanishad, I start seeing it in my understanding. I am unborn not because somebody is saying, Upanishad is saying, but this person has put forth effort to meditate upon the truth. So Swanubhavaha refers to meditation. Whatever we have understood, in that altar we are putting our mind. That is Swanubhavaha, very rare to happen in true essence. That's why it is step number 7. Then comes Brahmatmana Samstitihi. Meaning, this knowledge which is reflecting in a pure mind. Non-bothering mind and no vasanas. Knowledge minus vasanas minus bothering mind. The thing to note here is, we will have to deal with our mind at some point. Traditional method is dealing with the mind first, purifying the mind, then coming to Vedanta. If we get Vedanta first, then what do we have to do? Having studied Vedanta, make sure that our mind is also pure. Until that point, we won't be able to see result of this knowledge. Until that point, we won't be able to negate the mind. That is why it is 8th step, Brahmatmana Samstitihi. Nirvasana Bodha. Knowledge which is not ridden with vasanas and bothering mind. This is what differentiates a saint from a sadhaka. Knowledge-wise, there might not be much difference. But for us as sadhakas, we have to work on our mind. For a perfected person, he has perfected his mind. In that pure mind, when knowledge shines, there is nothing more to be done. That is why the 8th step was Brahmatmana Samstitihi. Where did we start? Human birth. Where is the end? Abidance in the truth, minus vasanas, minus bothering mind. Then Shankaracharya said, don't get overwhelmed with 8 steps. I can present it in 3. Manushyatvam, Mumukshutvam, Mahapurusha Samshraya. Human birth, desire for liberation, and right guidance. 3 things coming together at the same time is nothing but God's grace. What are the 3 things? Human birth, desire for liberation, and guidance for liberation in the form of teacher and scriptures. If all 3, even if they come in one lifetime, but at different time period, we will not benefit. Somebody is, let's say a youngster is there, guidance is available, human birth is there, no interest. Mumukshutvam is not there. Some other person is there who has Mumukshutvam, human birth, no guidance. Or what was the other example we had seen? Desire for liberation is there, guidance is also available, no human body. Like what? Becoming a tree in an ashram. Possible, that's also a jiva. But without human birth, cannot benefit. So three things coming together, Shankaracharya says, don't miss this opportunity. Lot of our punya karmas are fructifying as this desire, and one has to take this opportunity all the way to the end. So the next topic he discussed was, don't be inadvertent in your spiritual pursuit. There is one text called as Sanat Sujatiya. It comes in Mahabharata. There is one phrase there, Pramado vai mrityuhu. Inadvertence is death. Whatever little he has gained, that he can squander away because of inadvertence. Meaning what? His study, sadhana, meditation, to whatever extent it is working, Shankaracharya says, strengthen it more. Look at the 8 steps and then see which step I have to climb next, which one I have to strengthen more. Having said that, he brought up another important point where he said, purity of mind comes through action, whereas liberation is through knowledge alone. Chittasya shuddhaye karma natu vastu upalabdhaye vastu siddhir vicharena nakinchit karma kotibihi. Liberation is only through knowledge, not by any action. Purity of mind comes through actions. If we do our actions, do our duties, offering it to Bhagavan, immediate result of that action is it will bring peace and joy in our heart. And that peace and joy is a sign of pure mind. It can never come with impurity. I'll give one example. Let's say untruth is one impurity. The moment a person speaks untruth, how will his mind be? Not calm and peaceful. It will be disturbed and agitated. So that impurity will show in the form of agitation. And if he is able to hold on to truth, that will show in the form of peace and joy. So we don't have to ask somebody, don't have to hypothesize what is pure mind. So whenever there is peace and joy, that is sign of purity. If let's say we got into some heated argument with somebody, we cannot say, I had a heated argument, then I slept peacefully. Those two things will never go together. But on the other hand, even if we thought we were right and other person was wrong, let us say we handled that situation well on the strength of values. What is the thought? What is the state of mind right after that? It will be peaceful and joyous. Karma does this to us. It will give instant feedback. If we shout at somebody, we don't have to wait and say, was my action right or wrong? World will give instant feedback. Mind will start telling us, you are wrong. Why? Because I have agitation in the mind. This point we have to keep thinking, how does karma bring purity? Because we want peace and joy, and we think karma is what is stopping my peace and joy. Let me drop karma, I'll be peaceful. Bhagavan says no. Do karma properly, that will bring peace and joy. One thing to note is, peace, joy is a result. It is not an action. I cannot say, I want to make my mind peaceful. One who lives dharmic life, one who remembers God, holds on to values. Blessing of such a lifestyle is peace and joy. That is the meaning of Chittasya Shuddhaye Karma. Why do we keep saying liberation is only through knowledge? What is Shankaracharya? What problem does he have with actions? What is the answer? Why do we say so empathetically in Vedanta, liberation is only through knowledge? I'll give 3 options, okay? Because first we have to think about what is bondage. Then only we can talk about liberation. What is bondage? First option is some situation outside is bondage. Some person, something is bondage. Option 1. Option 2, my own mind is bondage. The way it is looking at that situation is bondage. Option 3, ignorance about my true nature is bondage. I forgot, I don't pay attention to this fact that I am consciousness. That is the cause of all other bondage. Which one is the cause? All 3. Third one is absolute cause of bondage. Vedanta is interested in resolving the absolute cause. That doesn't mean these 2 causes are untrue or they are unimportant. Situation outside can also become bondage. You're traveling on a flight delayed by 8 hours. And you get inside, everybody's seat reclines except yours. Don't ask me which airlines. Situation outside can become bondage. 16 hours you have to sit. How much can you meditate? Airlines, you feel like you have done so many things and you see the clock, only 3 hours have. But it is also true that not everybody gets affected by it in the same way. Think about this. How many times we have felt this samsara is unbearable? Some person, some situation. So many times you would have felt, I cannot take this anymore. Wait for a few days. Nothing significantly has changed outside. But we start feeling, it's not that bad. It could have been worse. This is not that bad. What changed? Not the situation, mind changed. The moment our mind gets lifted, world doesn't appear that bothering. So bondage, one level is situation. Immediate cause is situation. Little bit above that is mind. It will decide. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. Mind is lifted, it is free. Mind is sunk down, caught up in samsara, caught up with small things, it is bound. But absolute cause of bondage is ignorance about our own true self. That ignorance brings us into thinking, pushes us into thinking, I am a finite being. Once we accept that, then we cannot be free from pairs of opposites. We can manage it, but we cannot be absolutely free. If somebody is dreaming, rather than having disturbed dreams, frightful dreams, it is better that you have good dreams. That's why we wish, right? Sweet dreams. It is not to say that we have to keep dreaming one after the other. It is not to say we have to stay in dream. What is true freedom? not to replace bothering dreams by sweet dreams. True freedom is to wake up. So coming from object to mind is like coming from frightful dreams to good dreams. But what is true freedom? To know I am not the mind. I am that consciousness which is devoid of any conditioning. Do I have to become consciousness, or do I have to know that I am already consciousness misidentified with conditionings? Second one. There is no becoming, there is no attaining. It is to end sense of separation. Even to say uniting with the truth is not the right way to put it. Uniting means what? One thing is here, another thing is there. Slowly you go like those train bogies, they come and attach. One is Jiva, another is Ishvara. They will not come and merge like that. Pot space merging into total space. It was already one, attention was on pot. That's why it looked different. So if ignorance is the cause of bondage, what will be the cause of liberation? Clear knowledge alone. Does it mean mind is unimportant, objects are unimportant? At that level, we will have different solutions. Today morning we were seeing, right? What is Adhyatma Sadhana? Clarity about handling all these aspects of my personality. I should know how to handle vasanas, how to handle mind, how to handle intellect, taming the sense organs. Adhyatma sadhana is not only to talk about Atma and Anatma. That is the final step. Everything else has to be understood. Okay, this topic also Shankaracharya discussed in detail. But more we keep revising it, our reverence for knowledge will grow. Otherwise, we'll always wonder, what does study do to us? सुनने से क्या होता है? सुनना ही तो है, like that they'll say. What happens by listening? Ignorance will go only through knowledge. Knowledge will come by listening. Then he said, success in any field depends on the candidate. Being in the right place, right time, it is helpful. But true result will come because of self-effort. I'd read a nice booklet recently. It was in Kannada. The title of that was Prayatnave Parameshwara. Translation is, self-effort alone is God's grace. One who is working hard, to that person, Bhagwan's grace descends. It's not a mathematical equation, okay? That my hard work from the past, my current effort, Bhagwan removes this and puts it here as his grace. He's not calculating in that way. His grace will come to the one who has worked hard. It will come to the one who is working hard. But he gives much more than the actions or the effort that this person has put. Otherwise, what is the point of grace there? If it was just mathematical equation, why would you call it as divine grace? Think of it this way. If there is some person who has helped us when we were young, somewhere he has helped us. Now if he comes to our home, we will remember that. He helped me when I was in need. We will say, if you want something, let us know, ready to help. We won't even ask, we will do whatever is needed. But let's say there is somebody who has not only helped us, but also good at heart. His personality is such that you see values in that person. For that person, will we even think or calculate? You helped me at that time, I will help you at this time. What will we say? Whatever that person needs, over and beyond that, we are ready to give. Somebody who has touched our heart, we will not calculate. This is how Bhagavan showers grace on his devotee. What has devotee done? He has touched Bhagavan's heart. By doing his duty, by doing his holding on to values, simplicity in prayer. He has become a recipient of God's grace. That is sadhana. Sadhana is not only to do plus and minus of karma. Sadhana is to live our life in such a way that we become fit for God's grace. What is the question we should be asking? Bhagavan, with the way that I am living my life, are you pleased with me? With the way that I handled this situation, are you happy? And his answer is also through peace and joy. Whenever the heart is joyous, that is a sign of Bhagavan that he is happy. This was the topic where he said success depends on the person. Right place, right time, they are beneficial. Now this person is called as Adhikari, one who is going to be fit student of Vedanta. So the qualities of this student, they were mentioned, called as Sadhana Chatushtaya, fourfold qualifications of the student. These are all Vedanta 101. You will keep hearing these words. What is Sadhana Chatushtaya? Chatushtaya means 4. Sadha means qualifications. Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti, Mumukshutvam. Third quality had 6 packed in it. So total it becomes 9, but you can call it as Chatushtaya, fourfold qualification. First one we had seen was Viveka. What was Viveka? Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, 20th verse. Brahman alone is real, everything else is unreal. To start thinking in this way, this is called as Viveka. Viveka means discernment. Between what and what are we discerning? Real and unreal. The whole text is based on this. Vivekachoodamani, crest jewel of discernment. Chudamani is worn on the forehead. Distinctly noticed. Right? If somebody comes wearing Chudamani, you wonder what is special. Like that, this Viveka is noticed. If some person is there who is seeking the real, and impact of unreal has reduced, that is a great qualification. Okay, now today we will see Vairagya. Getting Vairagya is different. Today we are only seeing what is Vairagya. 21st verse. Tadvairagyam jihasaya darshana shravanadibihi dehadi brahma paryante hyanitye bhogavastuni tadvairagyam jihasaya darshana shravanadibihi dehadi brahma paryante hyanitye bhogavastuni. Tadvairagyam, that is called as Vairagya. What is it? Darshana shravanadibihi jihasa. Towards all those enjoyments which he has experienced himself. Darshana means what he has seen in his life. Shravana means what other people are telling him. Because there are so many enjoyments that this person might not have gone through. Somebody went for vacation somewhere. They don't sit quietly. After they come, first thing they will do is tell how it was. That is Shravana. He has not gone there, but he is hearing about how nice that place is. If he has gone to some place, that is Darshana. Desire to stay away from enjoying things which he has gone through or what he has heard is available for enjoyment. Because he has seen the hollowness of those things. Incapacity to give lasting happiness, that is his conclusion. Therefore, he is having this jihasa. Not because somebody else is telling him. The traditional meaning is Darshana refers to enjoyments of this world, Shravana refers to enjoyment of other worlds. But generally, we don't think about other worlds. Shravana means what, Traditional meaning is somebody telling us these enjoyments are there in heaven, these enjoyments are there in Brahmaloka. Do our friends come and tell us this? Nobody tells us about other worlds. So we have to understand in our context. In this world only, whatever people might tell, towards those things he has detachment. Internally he knows this is not going to change my life significantly. However glamorous it might seem, it is not going to give lasting solution. Worldly sorrows cannot be ended by worldly joys. That is his conviction. That is called as Vairagya. That word itself gives the meaning. Raga comes from the root word Ranja. Ranja means to color. So Raga means wherever the mind is getting colored. Somebody says something about that place, it got colored. He saw something about that person, it got colored. How do we know whether our mind has gotten colored or not? After that experience, it is telling us that was nice. After that experience, it is telling us that thing will give me joy. That is a sign of mind getting colored. What is Vairagya? Not allowing the mind to get colored. Vigata ragasya bhavaha. See, Vairagya doesn't mean becoming insensitive. Vairagya also doesn't mean becoming bitter about some person, about this world. All it is saying is, don't allow the mind to get colored. Ramakrishna Paramhamsa, boat should be in water, water should not be in the boat. Mind should be in the world, world should not be in the mind. To say that I will never allow the boat to enter water. You say you can't do that. What is the point of your boat then? But going in such a way that whole water is in the boat, that is also not the purpose. To Vairagya to understand is not easy. We might sway to some extreme sometimes. Sometimes we ask, what is practical Vedanta? If somebody studies Vedanta, how should they practice it? One word answer? Vairagya. Shankaracharya said this in Dhanyashtakam. What is knowledge? He doesn't say quoting scriptures is knowledge, understanding Mahavakya is knowledge. He says that which quietens our senses is knowledge. Tadjnanam prashamakaram yadindriyanam. That is knowledge which quietens our sense organs. If we have found joy through knowledge, seeking joy in the world should reduce. If not completely end, at least it should reduce than before. That is Vairagya. Goswami Tulsidas Ji, he gives even stronger statement. He says if somebody is studying Vedanta, calls himself to be a seeker, minus Vairagya, that is laughable, he says. So Sita Ji Swayamvar is happening, Dhanush Ban is kept. Lord Shiva's Dhanush is kept. All great kings come who are so proud of their strength, their might, their power. They try to lift that bow, it doesn't move an inch. They must have said so many things before coming. Other people must have praised their strength, but that bow did not move an inch. Their condition was laughable. To explain this point, he gives an analogy, metaphor. Saban rupa bhaye joga upahasi, jaise binu biraga sannyasi. Their condition was laughable, just like a renunciate without vairagya becomes laughable. It is just to say that Vedanta is meaningful only if vairagya comes in that sadhaka's heart, to whatever extent. Expectation of vairagya from a renunciate is very high. How high is it? You see here, second line. Dehadi Brahma Paryante. Deha Adi means starting from this body all the way until Brahma. Anta means Brahma, end. Adi means starting. Starting from this body all the way until Brahma. Now, which Brahma are they talking about? This is talking about Brahmaji, not Satchidananda Brahma. Don't say you should have vairagya from body, you should have vairagya from Brahma. You say, anyway, I had vairagya, this is only confirming. So this Brahma is Brahma. Position of Brahmaji, one who can manifest anything in this creation. Exalted conditioning. Even from that conditioning, he has vairagya. Even from that exalted conditioning and position, he has vairagya. There is a nice Upanishad mantra which says, whatever is not infinite is inferior. That is the expectation from exalted seekers. Paramahamsa sannyasi, they say this is how they should have vairagya. Starting from Deha, all the way until Brahmaji, they are impermanent, anitya and bhogavastu. Object of enjoyment. He says, I am a seeker of infinitude. Is Brahmaji's position permanent or impermanent? Impermanent. That's what Nachiketa told Yamacharya. He said, you are telling me, ask this boon, that boon, as though your position is permanent. Tomorrow you are going to change. It might be longer than our life. Just like our life looks long for a mosquito, Brahmaji's position might look long for human beings, but it is finite. But unless we think of something which resonates with us, it might be exalted, but it doesn't help us much. So Vairagya, we can look at it from, one is higher standpoint, another is more practical standpoint. What was the meaning that we saw? Raga means to color the mind. Viraga means not to color the mind. Like a cloth dipped in dye gets colored, mind dipped in objects gets colored. So alert living is Vairagya. While we are interacting in this world, becoming alert. Joy is my nature. It will not come through world. Now, what happens when the mind is colored? First thing is, mind which is attached cannot take rational decisions. Objective thinking is clouded for this mind. Wherever there is attachment, we cannot think rationally, we cannot think objectively. Clarity is also difficult, moment attachment comes. This person might be the greatest surgeon, performed so many complicated operations, but he is not allowed to operate on his family member. Why is that? Wherever there is attachment, rational thinking is clouded. If he has to take some decision for that person, he won't be able to do it easily. I heard in schools, teachers are not encouraged to have their own children in the class. Why is that? Wherever there is attachment, you cannot be objective. That is the first thing. Absence of vairagya brings haziness in our rational thinking. Second thing about attachment, absence of vairagya, wherever we are attached, we see things only one-sided. If somebody gets attached to some person, he will see only good things there. No limitations, no shortcomings. Which means what? He cannot think about something holistically. If I'm seeing only one side, that means I'm missing so many aspects about that thing. Attachment can also be towards opinions. This point we have seen before. It need not be always a person or an object. Moment we get attached to some opinion, what it will do is, it will not allow us to think about the other side. Like those horses with a blindfold. And that attachment to opinion alone will bring deeper attachment. That deep attachment will bring anger. Anger will bring delusion. Bhagavad Gita. Ladder of fall is this. So whenever we feel anger, we have to look within. We will find attachment sitting there. Towards something we get attached, that brings anger. It might even be a good thing. Attachment even to good thing is not always good. One example is punctuality. Person might be punctual, well and good. Now don't expect the whole world to be punctual. He gets so angry, so upset at somebody who is not coming on time. That anger that he is experiencing is lack of vairagya. What is he attached to? His opinion about punctuality. So attachment need not be always with objects. Objects we can understand. Vairagya is also towards strong views and opinions. The reason we are thinking about these things is sometimes we feel vairagya is only for renunciates. We say Goswamiji only said, right? Jaise binu biraga sannyasi. Sannyasi without vairagya is laughable. But what do you think? Is vairagya only for renunciates? Look at the benefits. What does vairagya bring? Rational thinking, clarity in our thinking, holistic vision about a subject. If these are the things we want, then vairagya is unavoidable. Think about different scenarios. Now our mananam is that. If I want success at work, Do I need vairagya or not? Again, don't translate vairagya as dispassion directly. Dispassion is true. Because this person will have a lot of questions. I am supposed to be passionate about work. How can I practice dispassion there? How will you apply the meaning of the word vairagya? Not allowing the mind to get colored. I can become more objective about the work that I am doing. For parent, is vairagya needed or not? Healthy vairagya is needed. Healthy detachment is needed. Otherwise, we start living somebody else's life. Puja Guruji has written one book, Tips for Happy Living. First sutra is this: we cannot live somebody else's life, somebody else cannot live our life. Mutual help is possible. So Vairagya has all these implications where it helps us do our duty well. Now there are three types of Vairagya. One is called as Manda Vairagya, dull Vairagya. We had seen this last time. Manda Vairagya has three categories. One is called as Alabhe Vairagya. Alabhe Vairagya means he tried hard but he didn't get it. Then he says, grapes are sour. I don't want that thing. That is Alabhe Vairagya. What was the second Vairagya? Abhave Vairagya. Abhave Vairagya means that thing is not there. Therefore, there is no chance of getting it. He feels, I don't want it. Abhava Vairagya is like this, if you like filter coffee and you go to some coffee store here, no matter how much you like it, you will not get that coffee here. Then somebody asks, do you want filter coffee? He says, no, whatever is there, I will drink. What is that Vairagya? Abhava Vairagya. Moment that thing is available, he wants it. Third one was Smashana Vairagya. Some situation happens. Manikarnika Ghat, he sees all the flames burning, bodies burned 24 hours. Some philosophical thoughts come. What is the purpose of life? What am I doing here? What should I be doing in my life? Then what happens? Lanes of Varanasi. Several other things are available. And very quickly, that thought is forgotten. All these three types are Manda Vairagya. What is the common thing? It is not born out of Viveka. Discernment is not there. What I should be holding on to. See, we can hold on, we can give up something only when we find something to hold on to. So in Viveka, we come to know that there is truth, which I should be holding on to. Towards untruth, I should have Vairagya. So Manda Vairagya is that. Madhyama Vairagya is interesting. This person has Vairagya towards lower things so that he can enjoy higher things. Vairagya is there. Every other day he fasts. You ask him, what are you going to do after fasting? He says, I want to go to Swarga. Okay, you want to go to Swarga? What are you going to do there? Oh, there I will eat. Different types of things are available there. What was he doing here? Fasting. Vairagya from lower forms of joy to enjoy higher forms of things. That is Madhyama Vairagya. Then comes Tivra Vairagya, where a person is really wanting to be free from this samsara. This Tivra Vairagya, we cannot force it upon anybody. If at all it comes, that is result of Punya Karma and God's grace. This sincere thought that Bhagwan, I'm not seeking enjoyment through sense organs. Dehadi Brahma Paryante, starting from this body, all the way until the most exalted enjoyment we can think of. Think in this world only. If somebody offers it to this person, he says, no, thank you. That is Tivra Vairagya, something that we see in Goswami Tulsidas ji. One statement of his wife, Ratnavali. If you had half of this attachment towards Rama that you have towards this body, you would have attained Rama. That is Tivra Vairagya, made him take concrete decisions in life. We had seen 5 aspects, right, for Viveka. Hetu, Swarupa, Karya, Avadhi, Phalam. That we will see also for Vairagya. Okay, please do brush up a little bit. When I see your faces all innocent and once I will make you sit here, okay? After some break, when you start a new text, so just read the verses. Just chant it. Everything will come. Next class, we will see this Vairagya part. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.